What you do first thing in the morning will be the reason that you could change your life for the best or for the worst. Now, I'm currently getting the leanest that I have ever been, and my morning routine is helping me do that. So here's everything that I started to do. I wake up before 8 a.m. Now, typically that's 6:30 a.m., but honestly, that's not always the case. Sometimes I hit snooze, and I'm definitely trying to get more strict on myself. And one thing that helps me out a ton is turning on my alarm on my phone and setting my phone away from my bed. This makes sure that I have to get up in order to turn off that alarm. So I can't hit snooze, roll over, and go back to sleep. Now that works for me, but as long as you get up immediately, you're gonna have a way better day. I've been there so many times where as soon as I woke up, I went on my phone just to check a few emails. Next thing I knew, I was sitting there for a full hour scrolling on Instagram and TikTok. The rest of my day felt just as sluggish, all because I couldn't start off my day properly. This comes down to discipline, and it's something that you need to build up first thing in the morning. Making your bed is also a huge bonus. I mostly do it just so I don't feel the need to go back into bed, because then that defeats everything that you've already done. And let's be real, especially if you've had a long day, there's nothing better than going back to your room that's clean and with your bed made. From right here, I really recommend goal setting. Write down what do you want to do throughout the day. Now, since this morning routine is helping you get lean, you want to make sure your goals are aligned to help you lose weight and get leaner. So you can write down exercise, eating healthy, etc. Aside from all morning routines, try to keep your space clean. And trust me, I know the feeling. I struggle with this myself. So a little bonus tip, have one day out of the week where you know you have some downtime to clean your room on a weekly basis. For me, that's Sundays, which at the time I'm recording this is tomorrow. So just know I have a lot of cleaning to do. Now, most people, especially younger guys who are addicted to caffeine, the first thing they want is coffee or an energy drink. This is a terrible way to start the day. You need water. You'd be surprised how many people are not drinking enough water, and the majority of which don't even know what a proper amount of water is. Minimum 100 ounces. It obviously is different on your age and how big you are. Me personally, I try to go for 120 ounces, but I try to do about 16 to 30 ounces in the morning. And whether it's just 8 ounces or 16 ounces, have a little bit with a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. Sodium is an essential electrolyte, and most people are very deficient of this. Making sure that you are properly hydrated and having essential electrolytes, minerals, and vitamins is going to be a way better energy boost than any amount of caffeine that you are probably taking. And speaking of which, you should aim to get all of your electrolytes: sodium, magnesium, chloride, and many more. Now later on throughout the day, especially after my runs, I will take an electrolyte supplement. In case I'm working out hard, I need to replenish all the electrolytes that I lost, as well as keep up to date with what I need. Magnesium is insanely important. In fact, you literally cannot live without it. And when you're deficient in this, you are going to feel so sluggish. So next time you feel groggy and tired, instead of picking up another energy drink, try picking up some electrolytes. I have some from several different brands, and this is my new favorite supplement. Now, I'm not saying completely cut off caffeine. I'm actually drinking one right now. But what I am saying is hold it off until later, because if you drink it first thing in the morning, you are just going to crash a few hours later, and it's going to disrupt your entire day. The next thing you need to do is go get some sun. We talked about vitamins earlier, and one essential vitamin that comes from the sun is vitamin D. This is also a huge boost of natural energy. There are so many times where I feel groggy and tired throughout the day, and especially if I don't leave my room, it only gets worse. But I've come to learn that a lot of these times, all I needed was to move around and get some sun. So as of lately, I've been running in the mornings, and look, most people, they don't like running. When I tell them that I run first thing in the morning, everybody looks at me like I'm some sort of freak. At minimum, try to go for a nice walk. You would be so surprised what walking can do for you. So whether you're running or you're walking, set a goal for either time or steps throughout the day, and this is going to help you lose weight. But that's only if you are in a calorie deficit, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. But aside from feeling better, these morning runs have been a huge benefit of my workout routine, and it's a good reason why I'm losing weight, because it widens the gap of my calorie deficit. And not to mention, it helps with my tan. And when you are tan, you are going to look leaner and bigger at the same time. There is a reason why bodybuilders always go for a tan. It helps you look more defined. That being said, there are so many people who think that they cannot tan unless they skip out on sunscreen. That is the perfect way to ruin your skin. Put on sunscreen, have a different one for your face and have a different one for your body. You could protect yourself from the UV rays while still getting a nice tan. My complexion has been getting a little bit darker, and I feel like I look a lot better because of this. And it's all thanks to this key part in my morning routine. Now, if I'm going on a run, before that, I'll take a little bit of honey just for some fast digesting carbs. But aside from that, let's talk about the real breakfast that I have that, again, is a key part of my morning routine. So look, as much as I love breakfast, as much as I love pancakes and waffles, because I am losing weight right now, I'm skipping out on all of this. Now, sometimes I will treat myself and have some protein pancakes, but for the most part, I keep things as light as possible. Because you are trying to get lean, you should really only be eating for fuel. So forget the pleasure, forget your cravings, eat when you are hungry. So for me, that's typically around 12 to 1, which I know technically isn't part of the morning, but breakfast and eating in general is very important. So I feel like it's definitely worth the conversation. And remember, this is different for everybody. Everybody has different maintenance calories. So it's possible I get hungrier less often than you, or vice versa, which is why I say eat whenever you feel like you need to, instead of looking at a clock. Do not conform yourself to eating at a certain time. Whenever you get hungry, and I mean actually hungry, not bored, that's when you should be eating your meals. As of right now, I pretty much mix my breakfast with my lunch. So I eat 93% lean ground turkey mixed with eggs. And for me, 3 or 4 eggs does the trick. I honestly get full pretty fast, so my meals aren't too big. But for me, this is pretty enjoyable. I know some people like to eat yogurt with fruits. This is all dependent on what you like and what you are going to stay consistent through. The most important thing about getting lean is consistency and repetition. You have to do this every day. You could be in a giant calorie deficit one day, and the rest of the week, even if you are staying at the minimum, you are not really going to lose weight. So it is much better to stay in a calorie deficit of 300 to 600 calories throughout the entire week, rather than starving yourself one day and doing pretty much absolutely nothing for the next few days. Now, as of right now, I am huge into hybrid training, which means I do my runs and then I go work out after. So working out before 11 a.m. is still part of my morning routine. So for about 45 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes, I'm going to be lifting weights. I keep things concise. I keep my workouts intense, and not only has this been getting me leaner, but I just feel so much better. I am not overexerting myself with the rest of my day. All I want to do is sleep and drink more energy drinks. Everything is balanced and controlled, which is why I feel so good, and which is why I am losing weight pretty fast. And a few weeks ago, I mentioned that I was doing a half marathon, and boys, we killed it. We did the 13 miles in an hour and 40 minutes, which I am very proud of. Especially for my first half marathon, I had no idea what to expect. The hills were brutal, but like I said, we killed it, and I definitely want to do more of these. Now, it goes without saying that intense cardio is not needed to lose weight, but it was a great challenge, and I'm glad I did it. And if you're wondering about my workout routine, as of right now, I do push, pull, legs. And if you really want to go in depth about what I do inside these days, I have a workout program. It's going to be the first link in the description. Now, when I get home, this is when I lock in for the rest of the day. I'll still probably wait a few hours before I drink my first energy drink. At the time I'm recording this, it is 3:30 p.m. And like I said, I'm drinking an energy drink. Caffeine is a really good appetite suppressant, so it doesn't make me crave food throughout the entire day. But like I mentioned earlier, it's really all about consistency. This morning routine is helping me lose weight, but it's not the reason I'm losing weight. As much cardio as I'm doing, especially on a fasted stomach, unfortunately, it's just not true that I am burning fat. It is not true that I am shedding body fat percentage because I'm going on runs. The only thing that is going to make you lose weight is a calorie deficit. But all these things are widening the gap to make sure that I stay within a calorie deficit and push myself further, stay consistent to make sure that I am getting lean as like I said, I'm getting the leanness that I've been. And this is what I do within the morning. But if you want the full guide about what I eat, how much I train, and everything you need to do to start actually shedding body fat, here's a video that's going to show you exactly that.